Here's what everyone gets wrong about size. Ask the internet for the biggest animal that ever lived, and it hands you this one, the blue whale. 190 tons, heavier than any dinosaur that ever walked. Case closed. And this time, the headline is half right. The blue whale is, almost certainly, the heaviest animal that has ever existed. It is also not the longest animal alive in the ocean right now, not even close, because biggest was never one record. It's 4, and the whale only holds one of them. The blue whale is enormous. That part's not in dispute. It's the heaviest animal we have ever found, living or extinct. But watch what the ranking quietly does with that. It takes one measurement, weight, and stretches it to cover every meaning of the word big, heaviest, longest, tallest, biggest by volume. Those are 4 different questions, and they do not share a winner. The whale wins weight. It does not win length. A jellyfish string beats it. It does not win height. A giraffe beats it. And the moment you ask, biggest that ever lived, a dinosaur walks back into the room. That's the charge. Biggest isn't one contest. It's 4 measurements across 2 eras, and it depends on what you're even willing to count as a single animal. Here's the list the internet agrees on. Blue whale at the top, then the usual runners-up, the African elephant, the giraffe, the colossal squid, a whale shark, maybe a saltwater crocodile if the writer needed a 10th. They line them up and call it the biggest animals. Biggest number wins. But look at what the numbers actually are. The whale is ranked by weight. The giraffe made the list for height. The elephant is the biggest thing on land, a different arena entirely. The squid is mostly length and eyes. Every animal on that list earned its spot on a different measurement, in a different medium, and then they're stacked in one column as if a ton, a meter of neck, and a meter of tentacle are the same kind of big. It's like ranking a skyscraper, a cargo ship, and a swimming pool, and calling one of them the largest object. Largest by what? The list never asks. It just sorts by whichever animal was most impressive to look at. So let's measure this properly. Because the longest animal in the ocean isn't the whale. It isn't a shark. It isn't anything with a spine at all. And when you finally see what it is, you'll want to argue it doesn't count as one animal. Evidence 1. Weight. And here, the whale earns it, honestly. A blue whale runs 150 to 190 tons. That is heavier than Argentinosaurus, heavier than any sauropod we've dug up, heavier than anything that has ever lived. Not because dinosaurs were small, some were longer, but length isn't weight. To be the heaviest, you need dense, muscle-packed bulk, and the open ocean is the only place a body that heavy can exist without its own skeleton crushing it. So on this one measurement, the headline is right. The blue whale is the heaviest animal in the history of the planet, which is exactly why the ranking is dangerous. It wins one event decisively, and the list quietly hands it all the others. Heaviest becomes biggest, and those are not the same word. Evidence 2. Change one word, from heaviest to longest, and the crown leaves the whale immediately. The longest animals alive aren't whales, they're strings. Off the coast of Australia, in 2020, scientists filmed a siphonophore, a colony of thousands of tiny bodies wired together into a single spiraling thread, with an outer ring estimated around 45 meters, longer than a blue whale. And on the seafloor, the bootlace worm has been claimed at lengths past 50. Now hold all of it in one frame. Heaviest, the whale. Longest, a gelatinous rope. Tallest, a giraffe. At nearly 6 meters of animal you can actually stand under. 4 measurements, 4 different animals, 4 different questions, stacked in one column and sorted by whichever number felt the most impressive. That's not a size record, that's a category error with a tape measure. And it gets worse, because that siphonophore isn't even one animal, it's thousands. Evidence 3. The 2 words, no ranking survives. Ever and one. Say, biggest that ever lived, and extinct animals walked back in. The longest were sauropods like Supersaurus, past 35 meters of neck and tail, longer than any whale, though still lighter. So even biggest ever splits. Heaviest ever, the whale. Longest ever, a dinosaur. And then drop the word animal. The largest living thing on Earth isn't the whale or the dinosaur or anything with a face. It's a honey fungus in Oregon, a single connected organism spreading underground across nearly 10 square kilometers, thousands of years old. You have walked over larger organisms than the blue whale without knowing one was there. The biggest thing alive isn't big the way a whale is big, it's big the way a city is big, and you would never, ever recognize it as one creature. Same planet, completely different answer. Because, again, we changed the question.
Verdict. Heaviest.
The blue whale, a genuine, all-time champion of one measurement. Longest alive, a siphonophore that's really a colony. Tallest, a giraffe. Longest ever, a dinosaur. Largest living thing at all, a fungus you'd mistake for a forest. Same word, 5 answers. Biggest isn't one number, it's the measurement, times the era, times the body you're willing to count as one animal. Weight or length or height or volume, living or ever, one creature or a colony pretending to be one. Change any of the 3 and the champion changes with it. Same trick as the speed case, same trick as the venom case before it. The headline picked one measurement and called it everything. This time, it even picked a real champion. It just forgot to say, champion of what?
And here's the part the headline
never admits. Even when it picks the right animal, it lies about the details. You've heard a blue whale's heart is the size of a car, that a human could swim through its arteries. The heart's real, about the weight of a small piano, but the swim through the veins line is a myth that just won't die. The ranking doesn't only mix up its measurements, it inflates the one animal it got right. Because the heaviest animal ever was already true, it just wasn't a big enough story.
So next time you see
the biggest animal ever, ask the 3 questions that actually decide it. Biggest by what, from when, and counting what as one animal. Weight, length, height, or volume. Living or ever. One body or 1,000 wired together. Pick your answer and the ranking rewrites itself. Respect the data, not the headline. Comments are open. Tell me which biggest they sold you. I'll check the tape. Next case, the smartest animal. And smartest, you already know. It's going to have the exact same problem.